Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue that has engulfed the world of ABC's General Hospital in intense sorrow and shock. The story centers around Valentin, Brennan, and Carly, unfolding with chilling twists and a tragic outcome that many viewers never saw coming. From the tension between Valentin and Brennan to the devastating consequences for Carly, each event has left the residents of Port Charles reeling, and the audience unsettled by the cruelty of fate. Although details and motives remain partially hidden, enough has been revealed to paint a heartbreaking picture, a single moment of calculated vengeance gone horribly awry, resulting in terrible loss. Fans are still trying to grapple with the aftermath, hoping there might be more to the story than meets the eye, particularly when it comes to the question of Carly's final fate and the broader implications for those who remain. It all began when Valentin, driven by the conviction that Brennan was determined to orchestrate his downfall, devised a drastic plan to strike first. Over time, Valentin had grown convinced that Brennan, who wielded formidable power through his role at the WSB, was conspiring to ensure Valentin's death. Feeling cornered and unwilling to wait passively for his own demise, Valentin embarked on a lethal preemptive strike. He arranged a cunning ruse, disguising himself as a hotel staffer so he could gain easy access to Brennan's private suite. Masking his appearance and maintaining a calm composure, Valentin slipped through the hallways without raising suspicion. Upon entering the room, he quietly added poison to Brennan's bottle of liquor, waiting for the moment when Brennan would take a sip and thus meet the end Valentin believed was necessary for his own survival. What no one could have predicted was that Carly would play a role in this grim scenario. Unaware of Valentin's dark plan, Carly had no idea that the brand new bottle of liquor contained a hidden, deadly toxin. In fact, she was entirely oblivious to Valentin's presence or his malicious intentions. At some point, Carly entered the suite perhaps to speak with Brennan or otherwise attend to some matter and, noticing the liquor set out, poured herself a glass. As she raised the drink to her lips, everything seemed completely ordinary. Neither she nor anyone else suspected that the beverage would prove fatal. Moments later, the poison took hold, and Carly collapsed, her body succumbing to the toxic substance. Brennan, upon finding Carly gravely ill, rushed her to the hospital with desperate speed, hoping that prompt medical intervention might spare her from the worst. But it soon became clear that the situation was dire. The type of poison, combined with the delay in recognizing the cause, meant that Carly's condition deteriorated at an alarming rate. In those frantic hours, Brennan realized the horrifying truth: Valentin had intended that poison for him, not for Carly. If events had gone according to Valentin's plan, Brennan would have been the one to sample his own liquor and collapse. Instead, fate twisted cruelly, casting Carly in the role of an unwitting victim in Valentin's vendetta. Stricken with guilt and remorse, Brennan blamed himself not only for being the initial target but also for failing to protect Carly from the danger that hovered just beyond their awareness. He told those closest to him, Jason, perhaps, or other trusted allies, that had he been more vigilant, he might have noticed something amiss before Carly took that fatal sip. Consumed by a sorrow unlike any he had previously felt, Brennan prayed that Carly might be saved, urging doctors and specialists to do everything within their power. Despite the hospital staff's concerted effort to stabilize Carly, tragic news soon spread that she had not survived. The poison ravaged her system quickly, and no antidote was discovered in time to reverse the organ failure that seized her body. Thus, according to the official medical statements, Carly died from the poison that Valentin had set in motion for Brennan. The sorrow gripping Port Charles at this announcement was immeasurable. Carly, a beloved figure in the community and a steadfast presence in the Corinthos orbit, was gone. Her passing sent shock waves through not only her immediate family but also a wide circle of friends and admirers. Many refused to believe that a single, careless moment could remove someone so central to their lives. Immediately after her purported death, Brennan fell into an enraged, grief-stricken state. He swore that no force on earth would keep him from hunting Valentin down. He mobilized every available resource, calling upon the WSB's might, using the same power that Valentin had feared. In effect, Brennan made it his personal crusade to locate the man responsible for Carly's demise and make him pay. Though not known for flamboyant emotional displays, Brennan allowed his wrath to surface in this quest, setting aside all other responsibilities to channel the force of his sorrow into methodical pursuit. Whether or not Valentin could vanish into the ether, slipping away under false identities and forging alliances in the criminal underworld, remained to be seen. For his part, Brennan vowed that Valentin's cunning would not save him from retribution. In the midst of this tragedy, fans of General Hospital found themselves grappling with a further question: did Carly truly die, or was her death part of a broader twist? Laura Wright, the actor who has portrayed Carly for many years, had not formally confirmed her departure from the show. This ambiguity gave rise to numerous rumors. Some speculated that the storyline was engineered to orchestrate a temporary absence, building tension for a dramatic reveal in upcoming episodes. Others believed that it might mark a lasting exit, closing the chapter on one of the show's most iconic characters. The confusion was heightened by the emotional outpouring from fans, many of whom had followed Carly's journey since Laura Wright took on the role in 2005. Wright's portrayal brought a dynamic, fierce aura to the character, turning Carly into a central force in Port Charles's many sagas. Over the years, she showcased Carly's complexities, her ferocious love for family, her willingness to fight for what she believed in, and her unflinching readiness to face adversity. If this truly signaled Carly's final curtain, it would be a monumental shift for both the series and the loyal viewers who have grown so attached to her. In recalling the history, we remember that Laura Wright joined General Hospital after earlier stints on other soap operas. She inherited the role of Carly from previous actresses, adding her distinctive energy and heartfelt emotional range. Since stepping onto the GH stage, she became integral to major story arcs, everything from her volatile relationships, her fierce confrontations, to the unwavering dedication she showed to Sonny, Jason, Michael, Joss, and the extended Corinthos clan. Many hallmark GH moments were anchored by Laura Wright's Carly, whether they revolved around heartbreak, revenge, romance, or redemption. Over time, she molded Carly into a multi-dimensional character who could be tender yet unyielding, occasionally impulsive yet deeply loyal to those who earned her trust. She has been a pillar of the GH community for almost 2 decades, forming some of the show's most legendary alliances and rivalries. Should the storyline indeed see Carly's permanent departure, it would be a seismic event for the show. Since 2005, Laura Wright's presence ensured that Carly's arcs were always essential, emotional, and brimming with potential for drama. Her departure would leave behind a notable void. At the same time, if it were a trick, some cunning twist or ruse to mislead the public, viewers would find themselves ensnared in another heart-stopping GH roller coaster, waiting breathlessly for the big reveal that Carly was still alive or had been saved under clandestine circumstances. For now, no official word clarifies whether her exit is final or whether a miraculous rescue or improbable resurrection might lie in wait. Meanwhile, the immediate storyline continues to revolve around Valentin's flight from justice and Brennan's unyielding mission to find him. With Carly gone, the question becomes not only how the other characters will react but how GH itself might pivot in the aftermath. Will Sonny step up to champion Carly's memory, forging an alliance with Brennan to ensure that Valentin faces the consequences? Will Joss spiral further into grief and rage, determined to avenge her mother? Will Jason, forever grappling with loyalty to those he loves, bury his sorrow to assist in the hunt for Valentin? Each of these possibilities sets the stage for intense emotional drama and shifting alliances in a post-Carly era, if that is indeed the new reality of Port Charles. Additionally, the nature of Valentin's plot to kill Brennan reveals how precarious the power dynamics in GH can be. Valentin believed wholeheartedly that Brennan was orchestrating a scheme to eliminate him, leading him to strike first with a stealthy act of poisoning. This episode underscores a chain reaction of unintended consequences, from the misguided attempt on Brennan's life to the mistaken death of Carly, from Brennan's guilt-driven vow of revenge to the potential meltdown of GH's usual checks and balances. As a result, the show stands poised on the brink of a chaotic scramble for retribution, with multiple players fueled by heartbreak and anger, uncertain whom to trust. Many fans also wonder about the role that heartbreak plays in fueling these vendettas. Brennan's heartbreak at Carly's death is raw and immediate, galvanizing him into a frenzy. Yet the heartbreak extends beyond him. The entire Corinthos circle reels from the blow, as does the audience who embraced Carly as a vital force. Scenes capturing the grief of her loved ones, their dismay over the random cruelty of her demise, convey the weight of a departure so seemingly final. If it truly stands as Laura Wright's departure from GH, the heartbreak resonates on a meta level, recalling her near two-decade tenure in the role. Yet GH thrives on the tension between the finality of heartbreak and the hope that arises from love, family, or unexpected salvation. Even as Brennan orchestrates a manhunt for Valentin, some watchers speculate that a hidden hospital wing or hush-hush medical intervention might bring Carly back, or that she never died to begin with. Past GH arcs have taught fans that apparent demise can yield miraculous revivals, especially for characters as essential as Carly. In contrast, the narrative might remain committed to the seriousness of her departure, forging new arcs that revolve around the void she leaves behind, a creative decision that would signify a bold shift in the GH tapestry. For the moment, the official stance remains ambiguous. The only certainty is that Carly has apparently died from the poison Valentin intended for Brennan, prompting an all-consuming quest for vengeance by a grief-stricken Brennan. If any last-minute revelations prove that Carly's condition was not as conclusive as the hospital's prognosis suggested, it would not be the first time GH has delivered a twist of that nature. Conversely, if Laura Wright's departure from the show is indeed absolute, the storyline stands as a bittersweet farewell, offering an epic final performance that underscores the vulnerability and fortitude that has always characterized Carly. Whatever the outcome, the immediate future of GH is marked by profound ramifications. Everyone who admired Carly or relied on her for guidance, from her immediate family to the extended Corinthos circle, must now adjust to a stark new reality. The conflict between Valentin and Brennan remains at the heart of the drama, intensifying as each day passes, with potential alliances or betrayals emerging from the shadows. If Valentin, consumed by fear and reliant on subterfuge, manages to evade capture, he may remain a serious threat to others. If Brennan's promise of vengeance proves unstoppable, perhaps the manhunt will end with Valentin's downfall. No scenario is guaranteed, and GH's tradition of unpredictability ensures fans remain glued to each episode in search of clarifications and closure. Simultaneously, watchers are left reflecting on Carly's journey, from her earliest storylines when Laura Wright first graced the set in 2005, to the dramatic crescendo that apparently concluded her arc. For nearly 2 decades, Carly overcame heartbreak, battled formidable adversaries, nurtured deep family bonds, and emerged as a figure of unwavering resilience. Her potential exit in such a final, tragic manner strikes an emotional chord that resonates far beyond typical daytime drama fare. If this is truly the end for Carly, the aftershocks will reverberate in GH for years to come, woven into the lore of the show and often evoked in the memories of those who cherished her presence. Thus, the sorrowful chapter we currently witness stands as both a tribute to Carly's formidable legacy and a pivot for future arcs. Brennan's quest for revenge, Valentin's flight from accountability, and the unraveling of secrets all set the stage for stories that will test the moral fiber of GH's remaining central figures. In the midst of the heartbreak, each character must reckon with their role in the tragedy, whether they harbored knowledge, inadvertently enabled the circumstances, or fought valiantly to save Carly but failed in the end. The resonance of her apparent death brings unity or division, healing or further fracturing, offering a wealth of dramatic potential that GH's creative team can explore at length. No matter how these events ultimately conclude, one can say with certainty that the show has delivered an emotional turning point that fans will discuss for years. If Carly is truly gone, her absence constitutes a monumental shift, prompting new leadership roles among the Corinthos family and requiring others to step forward. If, by some twist, she survives, then GH watchers will have witnessed one of the greatest near misses in the show's history. For now, we can only wait, hearts heavy with the possibility that one of daytime television's most iconic characters may be lost forever, and that the motivations fueling Valentin's dread and Brennan's rage are set to collide again in an explosive finale. That is the complex, sorrowful scenario unfolding in Port Charles at present: a lethal attempt by Valentin, a misplaced glass of poisoned liquor, and the devastating fallout that claimed Carly's life, or so it seems. With the community in shock and the future uncertain, the next episodes hold the promise of revelations and confrontations that could rewrite the fate of many. Stay tuned to find out if Carly's story concludes in heartbreaking permanence, or if General Hospital has one more surprise that will recast everything in a different light. Until then, the memory of that ill-fated drink lingers, a stark reminder that in Port Charles, the line between life and death can hinge on a single wrong step, and the repercussions can echo through the lives of its characters, leaving viewers breathless for what comes next.